get that death. A couple of three-way races today have been interesting, and now we get SG and G.
Know which one's on 2 and which one's on 4?
Oh, that is correct. All right, there's a lot of money matching going on in the chat right now.
Some side betting on this.
I love this. I feel like I'm back at Evo. Have I ever told you guys the story about Evo? Can I explain that while we're setting up?
Go ahead.
All right. So when you're at Evo, I mean, it really is like a Vegas experience. We're sitting in the main hall, and there are thousands of people in the hall, and you can't leave your seat because you get up and your seat becomes like somebody else's. So we're sitting there for the entire finals day. Can't leave your seat. But Marvel comes on, and suddenly there's a shift in the room, because like before it was about watching the games and appreciating the talent. Marvel comes on and people start standing up and pointing in different directions, and it looks like you're at an auction house, and they'll like put a hand up and they're like 5, and then they point like a direction, like 5 for him, I'm 5 for, and they'll like look around and like look for eye contact, and as soon as they find eye contact, they know that there's a wager about to happen. Like this one guy is making bets with 12 different people in 6 different rows, and there's no way that he can like force people to pay because he can't remember who he's bet with.
Right.
But it was a spectacle. It was unbelievable. And now Darkman is trying to bring that to this race. That was my point. So please bet with Darkman.
How are we gonna do this? You want to count down in the channel, start at the same time?
I'll count them down. Just give me 1 second. I want to make sure I've got the audio balance good too.
What's up, Mikito?
Let me get out.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I think the whole world is.
For the race we've all been looking forward to for a full year.
Can you believe that this is actually happening?
No, I can't.
The thing about this game is it's really a game of backup strats, and these guys have like way more backup strats than I've ever seen in any game ever.
Yeah, and they're really elaborate too. It's really impressive to see.
All right, 1 second, and then I will count them down.
I'm so excited for this.
I'm liking all this Team Dice.
Oh, we got Team Dice. Any love for Malcome?
Dude, I'm all about the MMMMM.
Kura, get that shit out of here.
What is Malcolm's Twitter? Does he have one?
I think both of these guys are shadow lurkers. I don't know.
Oh, no Twitter for either one?
I think they just exist on Nico
Twitch,
and
yeah,
Twitch.
that's about it.
They
All
just
right.
work and play Super Ghouls and Ghosts. They have no other presence.
Right.
I almost tweeted out that the epic race is about happen. Good catch.
You gotta
Sure
go for
is.
it, man. Commit.
Yeah. People love that, though, when you leave out a word. Okay. All right, I'm going to see if they're both ready.
Yep, they're both ready.
Here we go.
Alright, so right off the bat, they're gonna hopefully get a good weapon drop. Oh, double crossbow. So they can actually do the first level with any of the weapons. They're all just about the same speed.
Yeah. I think bow is slightly slower, but
Yeah,
It's
torch
not-
is the fastest, and,
not,
but
not
it's
too
not
big
a
of a
big
deal.
difference.
Yeah. They can run with whatever.
And you'll notice they're all always jumping, because the first jump is like 12% faster than walking, but the second jump isn't, and walking is also slow. So they're gonna try to just be jumping all the time.
Malcolm's getting killed by lag. Yeah,
Oh,
this game is a super laggy game. There's a lot of lag management strats. Try to kill enemies whenever they can. But yeah, I guess we should talk about the runners for a bit. They're definitely like two of the best speedrunners I've ever seen. Like they don't play any other game. They just play Super Ghouls and Ghosts, and they play it like
Daily.
yeah, they're just always grinding.
yeah, like non-stop for like a year and a half. I would say they've been playing.
Yeah, I think DICE got the first sub 34 about a year ago, and they've just been grinding it down like 3 seconds at a time for the past year.
And they've always been like trading it back and forth. Like it's super. Like if you pay attention to it, it's super.
Yeah, they're super competitive. I think right now Malcome has 3309, and DICE recently got a 3312, so they're really just neck and neck, the two top players for this game by far.
Yeah.
And what's interesting about this game, more so than a lot of other speedruns, is, in a lot of other speedruns, if somebody makes a mistake at a certain point, they'll just reset. These guys know every possible backup strategy for everything. They just play the game so much, they don't reset.
They have a lot of knowledge. Like you have to know where all the chest backups are, and like your plan. You have to like really plan out like what chest you're gonna trigger, and like really.
It's a
crazy.
very reactionary game.
Yeah, it's just like Ghouls and Ghosts 1.
And the boost you just saw is like one of the more recent innovations in the last like 6 months or so. There used to be like a really awkward clip you can do there that was really inconsistent, but now they just do a very easy damage boost, and they're gonna regain their gold armor by the end with like a weird sequence of triggering chests but opening them in a different order to get the right stuff. And the worst part of Super Ghouls and Ghosts, the auto-scrollers.
Yep.
So enjoy this for another like 3 minutes.
Yeah, that's
this-
really the biggest downside for the run for sure.
Yeah, this is what turned me off of like wanting to learn this. Just the super long auto scrollers isn't the only one.
Yeah, and you have to like, you can't just, it's not free. You have to be constantly killing stuff off screen, so you have to memorize the entire auto-scroller to minimize lag. It's just, ugh, it takes so long. Oh, the PJ jokes are starting already.
Wonderful.
If we're already going that route, I do want to mention that both Dice and Malcolm on the Nika leaderboards, their times were considered cheated for a long time until they streamed on Twitch because they're so ridiculously fast. It just wasn't really known like where that time was coming from. It's just because the US knowledge was severely lacking compared to what the Japanese have worked on.
Yeah, I think a lot of the strats actually are from Hodorubi. He has like a mid 34 in this game.
Huh, I didn't know Hodorubi played this, doesn't
Yeah.
surprise me.
Yeah, he's played everything. But yeah, by comparison, so the Hodorubi is a mid 34, these guys have low 33s, and the SD time is like a mid 36. Well, the Japanese are just way ahead.
Yeah, I've actually asked Malcolm about the strats, and he says a lot of them like came from Hodorubi's original routing, and like they've just added like a lot of optimization from that.
Oh, and right here, they trigger a chest off screen, you just saw Malcolm do it. And then he goes back, picks up the previous chest, and now he has gold. If he did it in the other order, he'd only have the bronze armor. So now they've regained gold, they can use magic, and they're going to use that for pretty much all the bosses because it just wrecks everything.
The worst part about this is that you gotta do it again later.
Yeah.
Sit through this entire thing. But yeah.
That's one thing about the whole series that's kind of interesting compared to other speedruns. You basically have to have 2 really clean runs back to back.
Yeah.
Sort of a different dynamic that you don't really see in any other series.
And now the casino starts. So this level is especially mean. All these imps that you're going to see spawning are random, and there's one at every ladder, and you can wait and kill them, but that's slow, so they're just going to go down every ladder like men, and hope the imps don't just screw them over.
Looks like dice got hit. Unfortunate.
Yeah.
One thing that people may not have caught is Malcome intentionally lost his shield to try and reduce lag.
Yeah, it has its own sprite, and it just causes a lot of lag, or its own hitbox and hurtbox. Everything in this game is just like really stupidly programmed. Like anything with like a lot of little blobs, they all have 2 hitboxes, even though they're like unhittable, and it just lags everything.
Yeah, the hitboxes in this game are pretty crazy. If you ever watch this game in a box viewer, like, what the heck? How did Dice just die there?
Oh,
Good
he missed
question.
the double jump.
Oh, okay. That's unfortunate.
It's far from over though. There's so many dumb places where they can
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can
easily.
easily lose time. It's just an unfortunate spot to die because he was going to intentionally suicide shortly after anyway.
I still don't really understand how that happened.
Well, the
It's
platforms
actually
are kind of
kinda
weird
tight.
too.
The double jump you do to skip a platform.
But yeah, it's definitely... You can get screwed over for minutes later on this, really. But it's definitely still a race.
Yeah, and all these enemies spawning on top of Malcome, those are all random. You just kind of have to react and hope you don't screw up. Ooh, he didn't get hit by the last one. So this boss is kind of cool. He's gonna listen for a music cue when he triggers the boss, and so the boss normally goes right around you. He's gonna do a double jump to get him up in the air and set him up perfectly to get a full hit with the magic, and he's dead.
We did get some donations. Gary, do you want to read them or should I?
If you want to go ahead and do it, I haven't had a chance to actually go this because we went right into this game.
That's fine, yeah. We got $10 from Crash Cat, and he split that between 2 FF6 names. He wants one character to be named Happy and the other one to be named Trees. So we'll add those to our list of file name or character names. Thank you for that. We also have $10 from Tonic. Shoutouts to Golden being the best marathon host I've ever seen. $10 for Final Fantasy VI file name Zoma. Thank you guys for the donations, and thank you for the kind words.
Someone in chat is asking if they use the avalanche invincibility glitch, and they won't because it's slower than just doing the level normally. Although, if you're really far behind, there is a one-frame trick you can do that does the same thing at the start of the level, but it's really hard, and it's a huge risk.
Yeah, I actually have a setup for it now. If you haven't watched your runs recently.
Oh, do they? I haven't.
I think the way it works is you stand on the most like closest pixel to the spikes or whatever, and charge your thing and hit right and let go at the same time. But yeah, it's still really risky to do. I don't know if anyone's actually gonna go for it.
And right here in the auto scroller, all the jumping around, you see he's getting those blue balloon things on screen and then quickly scrolling them off and despawning them so they don't lag.
A lot of people have said this level is so nauseating, and I can see why.
Yeah.
Like this boss is like the laggiest thing on Earth.
Yeah, each one of the individual blobs you see has 2 hitboxes, and that's why it lags so much. Ooh, unlucky pattern. So his hits kind of split in an awkward way. The fastest one, they all stay together, and you can just kill them in 2 volleys very quickly. Okay, so he didn't go for the one-frame trick, which makes sense. He's ahead. It's risky.
That flower is actually, and especially in loop 2, it's like I've seen it kill so many runs. If it can just like randomly shoot, you're making
Yeah,
a
all
jump.
these flower patterns are random, so you just kind of have to react and have a strat for each combination of patterns. So good start to 5. He got some good patterns on the giant cat things.
I think this section is RNG too.
Yeah.
It can just lag your game if you're not able to kill things.
Ooh, this is awkward. He triggered the armor. Oh no!
Yeah, that's pretty unfortunate.
This is not a very costly death. You can just suicide right here at the checkpoint and regain your gold armor very quickly.
That's not too bad. They should be able to catch up a little bit because of that.
Guy's getting a much friendlier flower pattern. Dice chooses to just take it safe and use magic on the armor.
Probably wise.
One thing you probably might be noticing is that he's shooting daggers out of his knees a lot when he's jumping, and it's because he's doing little crouch jumps, or like really fast that you don't notice that he crouches, but he's still in the crouch state, so he's shooting as if he's like crouching down, even though the animation doesn't look like it. It's very useful for killing enemies while still jumping and keeping the jump speed.
Looks like Malcome just walked right through that bird. Like I said earlier, like the hitboxes are like really weird. They're like behind the enemies. Like don't make no sense at all. Pretty
Yeah, a lot
funny.
of stuff looks really risky when it isn't, and then there are certain things you just get hit on for apparently no reason.
And the magic also gives you a little bit of invincibility, like in Ghouls and Ghosts, so use that to just walk into the boss.
I love the chat support for both runners. There are fan bases developing.
Ooh, that was a really cute manipulation by Dice to get the armor to go up so his magic would hit him. Because he can usually go up there by himself, but he gave him a bad pattern, so he had to manipulate him. Ooh, and Malcome got hit. So this is going to be an elaborate backup. I think he's going to spawn a couple more chests and go all the way back and try to get his gold. If he survives this fight.
Yeah. That's the main thing about this game, like one small mistake, getting hit once, you're pretty screwed.
Yeah,
for a
if
lot
you're
of time.
going for the record, it's if you get hit, it's over. But these guys finish a lot of runs, they just know all the backups.
Dice will probably catch up here.
Oh yeah, he's in the lead for sure. Oh, he's not going back, so he's gonna do the fight with the unupgraded dagger. It takes a long time to do it that way.
A lot of the jumps that he's doing here are kind of glitchy, feeling like he's jumping at a certain height to barely clip onto them.
Yeah, the clips don't really make sense. Like the boat clip in 2, like the two platforms kind of converge the more right you go. So you might think like if you're not making the clip, just go more right. But if you go too much to the right, you don't clip through. You have to be further left, where it looks like it's harder to clip. It doesn't really make sense.
And if you ever fought these casually, they're so hard to kill. Dagger, you have to really know what you're doing.
Yeah, you can get zoned really hard.
Yeah,
Like
and
that long fire pattern, he can just chain those over and over.
this is all luck. You don't want him to give you fire. And yeah.
So they're actually pretty close.
So, yeah, like I was saying, 4 stages ago, it's far from over, and they still got another loop, so really anything could happen in this race. Just the smallest things can be huge time bleeds.
That was a really intense first loop.
Yeah, the comeback.
It's funny because the timing of somebody posted a poll of whose team are you on, and they posted it like right as Dice died. so like that might have swayed the votes a little bit, but they're even.
I know, I can't believe it either, Dark Knight. So here they're going to be actively avoiding chests in the second loop because the Goddess Bracelet is actually kind of trash, unlike the last game. So they're only going to get it when they need it on the last boss. Ooh, the quick turn to break the shield and reduce lag by Dice. That was hot. Oh no, yeah. If you actually go max speed where Dice just was, you don't have time to hit him, so you have to like slightly delay. He was just feeling the speed and you ran right into him.
Race is so good. I'm so glad it's close.
Yeah, it's crazy. It was intense.
Couldn't have asked for a better one.
Loop 2 and neither of them has magic armor.
Yeah, it could be pretty far apart at this point, but
Maybe less than a second apart. This is awesome.
That boss fight is so aggressive looking. I love it every time.
Ooh, Malcome almost got the one jumper. If you match fast enough, you can just do it in one double jump. He was one shot off.
dude, the sync.
Oh, this is awesome. Just jump for jump.
Literally.
It's really funny because for the longest time we would joke around that they're both the same person because they would always stream like right after each other.
Yeah, they never streamed at the same time for like months and months.
All right, I would just like to go through, I think this will be amusing to the chat. I'd like to list off the streams that are on front page right now. All right, so guess what? First of all, we're not, so that they're missing out on this. Here's what they've got on front page instead. They've got an Alienware stream, Twin Galaxies Live. That's a good one. They've got Beyond the Summit. I mean, that's expected. Twitch Partner Spotlight, Dead Mouse, and some guy playing Black Ops 3 wearing a fedora. So they are missing out on this. We get this. This is our little treat here.
Does it get better than synced auto-scrollers?
I thought you were gonna say Jeff.
That's a good guess too.
Been going through a hard time lately.
So we lost CFBs off to watch Black Ops. Oh my god, they're so in sync.
This race is everything I thought it could be.
We got another donation here, $61.98 from Rename. Shoutouts to one of the best marathons of the year. Shoutouts to all the friends. Shoutouts to putting this $61.98 towards Twigu as the DQ3 file name. Shoutouts to whole numbers. Thank you, Rename, for that donation, and for further cementing Twig as one of the main characters.
They literally got that armor at the same exact time. What the heck?
This is ridiculous. So, Rename's donation puts Twig at $208.98 for Dragon Quest III character name.
Oh, I thought they were about to use different strats, but it looks like you just charge later.
Alright, well this will be the difference maker.
See how long they can keep up the sync.
What an unbelievable race.
Oh, slightly better luck for Malcome. Oh, but he got more lag.
He's having trouble getting down the ladder.
Alright, they both made it through with armor at least.
probably the scariest room in the game.
Yeah, probably.
Abusing my mod privilege. Oh, I'm getting overwhelmed by Malcome fans. Wow, we really gave mod to the right people. Someone asked, can I root for a dead heat going into the final boss? I think we all want that, no matter which team we're on.
BJW going in.
BJW pot committed for Team Dice. Well, we'll see him next marathon.
Oh, that's not good.
He released
no.
a little early, and he was just 1 damage off. Dice kind of messed his up too, but he realized and reacted accordingly.
It shouldn't be that costly. Should be able to get gold somewhere here.
Yeah, he didn't trigger the first chest though. Oh. No! That was sick, the way he delayed because he knew exactly when he would be invincible and how to dodge him. That was awesome.
Yeah, and you only know to do that but after playing this game like for tons of hours.
I feel like I'm starting a one more loop now. I just want this to keep going.
And they're intentionally not killing that one flame pillar because it despawns a bunch of other ones at the end of this stage, or at the end of this part.
Darkman wants more.
Yeah, let's do a run back after this.
Best of 3, I like it.
Make sure to give these guys a follow, by the way. They stream like daily. It's always a good watch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're the nicest people. Like they're super polite. They'll thank you and say hi to like everyone who talks in the chat.
They might even say hi and thank you. Yeah, Dice and Malcome both committed to this game, and you're seeing the results of it. It's just an insane race.
This like almost synchronized oscillation of the stage is really awkward.
People have always said the stage is really gross looking, but I can't help but look at the egg things and think of like blueberries. Like a blueberry pie or something like that.
Oh, the split.
That
That's
was
not
so
good.
sick, dude.
So Dice pulls slightly ahead because of the better pattern.
Our luck. Both of them.
They both get the good pattern here.
Wow. Just when you
Oh.
thought Dice was pulling ahead. Malcome brings it back. Oh, this is insane. You know, if a stranger walked into the stream right now, he wouldn't know who's winning. That's how close it is.
Yeah, it just keeps going back and forth. One gets a better pattern for this, the other one gets a better pattern, but it lags more, and then... Oh no. I actually don't think I've ever seen that pattern for those wave guys. That was really weird.
Oh, a little hesitation, yeah, as a result.
Oh, the sick recovery by Malcome.
Yeah, the Malcome bias in this chat.
There's a lot.
There you go. There's BJW. Oh, and the counter by RDD.
Team M.
I mean, one thing is abundantly clear. If you put everybody in the room watching this race, there'd be a lot of cheering going on right now. There's a lot of support for both runners.
Yeah, this was my dream race after JRTA2. I was hoping for this at HDQ 2016. Alas, we only get it here, but...
You know, you say we only, but I think we're pretty fortunate to get it. I'm excited that it's happened.
Chat is crazy.
Wow, I cannot believe the Malcome support from the chat. Gonna have to flood it with some dice support instead.
Yeah, you definitely need some rechat when you watch this VOD later. Or whatever that app is called. Get the full experience. Alright, here they finally get the Goddess Bracelet.
Wow, dice just seeming to slip away a little bit here.
Not over yet though.
Yeah, Malcome kind of messed up a little and played it a little safe, so he wouldn't lose armor.
I mean, yeah, certainly not over by any means, but for as close as they've been the entire way, this might be the biggest gap so far. Aside from the death really early on.
Yeah, just the final boss could make up this difference easily.
All it takes is one hit.
Dice gets hit here. Malcome should be ahead.
So this is a really friendly pattern so far.
Yeah, the first phase went really well for Dice.
So he's staying really close because the Goddess Bracelet does more damage the closer you are. So he's probably going to take a damage boost? No, he actually just gets hit and doesn't get to take advantage of the invulnerability at all.
Yeah, Dice got hit, but didn't really matter that much. Close to killing him already.
Oh, and that was just clean.
Oh, the exact same hit on Malcome. Oh, okay. One set of attacks perfect. I think Dice has got it.
Will dice seal the deal?
No, his mashing, let's go for a little bit.
There it is.
And
Jeez.
there it is.
Dude, what a great race.
For real.
Yeah.
What a
this
treat.
You couldn't ask for better than that.
In a
Holy
game
crap.
as brutal as this, to have it be that close after the first loop is just crazy.
That's insane.
Timing ends when Print hits the ground.
Yep.
Dice
Let's-
_TA.
What's the time? I'm not watching the main stream.
Still over a minute and a half faster than the SDA run.
That's crazy.
Regardless of whether you were rooting for Dice or Malcolm, I think we have to give it up for both runners because it was just a treat to watch. Absolute pleasure to have them in the marathon.
Yeah, big thanks to both. This race was awesome.
Well, I think that will definitely go down as a marathon highlight. I find it hard to argue with that. What a great race.
That response.
Oh, Dice in chat saying thanks. That is signature Dice right there. Thank you, Dice. Thank you, Malcolm. Malcolm is there too. Give these guys a follow, please. I will type out their Twitch channels here for you.
Holy crap! I'm still like mind blown.
That was such a good race. I want to make sure I get this right. It is 4 M's at the start of the...
4 M's.
Which, correct? Okay, make sure I type that right. But please give them a follow.
Yeah, I'm sure they would love people to watch their streams. They just love playing this game, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna play forever. It seems like it at least.
And after that epic race, you just get these awesome credits.
Uh-huh.
The credits are so good, especially the horse.
Well, I'm not going to be one to assume things, but I get the feeling that chat enjoyed that race. Is that true?
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Today has been just a great day for races. It's just something about it. Something's in the air. We've worked some magic in some of these races here. All right. Now, coming up next, we've got Buster with BJW.
Sick.
So stay tuned for that. The fun continues here in JRTA2.
The ruiner of the comfy himself.
We're gonna switch restreamers, correct? Okay, so stream is gonna go down. We'll be back with Buster and BJW running that, and then after that we have another race. We're not done with races today. Not just yet. We have The Last Ninja, and that is another highly competitive title. There's been some smack talk going around. There's been some discovery this week, and Raindrop Dry and Use Pizza will be going head to head in that game. So stick around as JRTA2 continues. We'll be right back.